CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Nariman Isa.
Good evening. The Edmonton Oilers are shaking things up. The team has traded away two local players, Stuart Skinner and Brett Kulak, to the Pittsburgh Penguins. A new goalie is coming to Edmonton. As CTV's Evan Kenny reports, the Oilers GM is banking on Tristan Jarry to be Edmonton's starter for years to come.
And the Edmonton Oilers improved to 14-11-6.
Less than 12 hours after earning a win against the Detroit Red Wings, Stuart Skinner has been shipped out of Edmonton. Brett Kulak and a second-round pick are also heading to Pittsburgh in exchange for goaltender Tristan Jarry and a prospect.
If you look at Tristan's track record, he's a very strong performance for a number of years. I think it was really just last season was the only time when he had a stretch where it wasn't at the same level.
This season, Jarry has given up fewer goals per game than Skinner. His save percentage is also stronger.
It wasn't just about, a couple games here or there. It was about a career sample size.
While fans shopping at United Sport and Cycle can now find deals on jerseys, they have mixed emotions.
I mean, we're in a win now mode, so we need to have someone who can come up with the saves.
I'm happy about it. Excited to see him go. I wasn't a huge fan of him.
Now I'm kind of sad that he's not on our team anymore.
One of his biggest fans, who calls herself Mama Skinner, says she's devastated.
I'm going, no, it can't be true. It cannot be true. It just can't.
She's been a fan of Skinner since the Oilers drafted him and has met him multiple times.
Nobody can replace him. He's embedded in my heart. I'm just completely devastated that he's gone.
The Oilers also made a deal for 20-year-old defenseman Spencer Stastny, sending a third-round pick back to Nashville. The Oilers and their new players face off against Toronto tomorrow. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Now, Tristan Jarry does have an Edmonton connection. He played alongside Oilers forward Curtis Lazar with the Edmonton Oil Kings, winning 2 Western Hockey League championships and a Memorial Cup. A Northern Alberta hockey team is recovering after their charter bus slid into a ditch on a highway. 2 players were flown to hospital with injuries.
It's one of those files where we count our blessings and, that no one was injured more and that we were able to respond quick enough.
Now, it happened just before 8 a.m. on Highway 2 south of Athabasca. The bus was carrying the Athabasca Rivermen for a game in southern Alberta. 16 passengers and a bus driver were on board. The players are between the ages of 15 to 19. 2 players were taken to hospital in Edmonton for non-life-threatening injuries. Others were treated on scene for bumps and bruises. RCMP say road and weather conditions were poor. It was minus 37 with blowing snow and icy patches. Corporal Matthew Howell says anytime they get these types of calls, it brings back memories of the 2018 Humboldt bus crash, which killed 16 people and injured 13.
That was my first reaction. How many injuries? What's going on? And that's when as soon as I saw, okay, minor injuries, nothing to worry about in the, say as compared to Humboldt. That's at the back of everyone's mind, especially when we're dealing with youth. Like we're talking about people on the bus who are between 15 and 19 years old.
The Rivermen play in the National Junior Hockey League. It issued a statement thanking first responders for their swift action and ensuring the safety of all involved. Edmonton police are looking for a dark-colored SUV after 2 suspicious deaths early this morning. EPS says it got a call about gunshots near 32nd Street and 26th Avenue just before 2 o'clock this morning. Police found 2 men in their 20s with gunshot wounds. Both died at the scene. Police are looking for information on a dark-colored SUV that may have been in the area at the time. The homicide unit is investigating. Police believe the killings were targeted. The federal and Alberta governments have agreed to an extension of their early learning and childcare deal. For many families and daycare operators, the short timeline is raising questions about what happens next. CTV's Mark Villani reports.
Jenna Davies is a proud working Calgary parent, the mother of a 3-year-old daughter and a 9-month-old son. But uncertainty was looming over whether she could afford daycare for both of them.
We've sort of been waiting on pins and needles. If the agreement wasn't going to be extended, my fees would have quadrupled for each of my children.
On Friday, Ottawa and Alberta agreed to keep those fees at $15 per day per child, extending its early learning childcare deal by 1 year up until March of 2027. The feds are transferring more than $1.1 billion to Alberta in an effort to maintain affordability grants.
Obviously, it's savings for parents, but it's also really good for kids. And we know that quality childcare actually helps kids accelerate their learning.
And while this family is grateful, the lack of a longer-term deal still adds to future uncertainties.
I think 1 year falls a bit flat because now we're in limbo again, still waiting if they're going to extend it.
We would like to get something that's a bit more long-term. 5 years was what we were hoping for.
Vidya Venkataraman is the operator of Calgary Downtown Daycare. Her newly opened facility was 75% constructed back in May when the province said its federal funding for new for-profit centers hit its cap. It meant the only way she could access the $15 per day fee for her clients was to become a nonprofit.
Licensing is too late in the process to be letting operators know how much is available or if they are going to get it, right? My ask of the provincial government is, how are you changing the process?
We're continuing to look at the licensing process to make sure that that type of situation doesn't repeat.
Child Care Minister Dimitrios Nicolaides says 5,000 new for-profit spaces will also be eligible for affordability grants as part of this deal. It's just not known how they'll be allocated.
We'll take your stories forward and continue to work collaboratively together with the federal government to ensure a long-term deal.
A deal that's more important than ever to Alberta families that need it most.
Well, it's good news for now. We're stuck waiting again.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
A legislator committee has agreed to give Elections Alberta nearly $7 million in additional funding to deal with the number of recall petitions. Chief Electoral Officer Gordon McClure requested the extra money because his office is dealing with 21 active recall petitions. Now, he told the committee last week verifying each petition would cost a little more than $300,000. A further $1.5 million is needed for shipping and postage of petition documents. All but one of the recall campaigns are against members of Premier Danielle Smith's UCP caucus, including the Premier herself. The Alberta Teachers Association says the province is attempting to get out of promises it made to teachers. A labor relations professor says the ATA is hoping to make its case to watchdogs, all while making sure the province and Albertans are still paying attention. CTV's Connor Hogg reports.
The new teachers Albertans were promised will not be there to reduce the overcrowded classrooms that students still find themselves in.
ATA President Jason Schilling says the province is attempting to change its story that 3,000 additional teachers would be hired. Schilling says the province is now saying those teachers were always in the budget, while teachers say they were meant to be on top of what was already there.
What was told at the bargaining table and then what was commented afterwards seem to be two different things, and we need clarity on that.
The ATA is taking its complaint to the Alberta Labor Relations Board. The Education Minister won't comment.
I know the government of Alberta, through the Minister of Finance, will provide the government's official response.
A statement from the Office of the Finance Minister says it's aware of the ATA's hiring commitment challenge and will respond to it in due course. Labor Relations Professor Jason Foster says the ATA is limited in its tools by the province's use of the notwithstanding clause.
It's as much as hoping for an actual remedy as it is trying to send a message to its members that it's still fighting.
Foster says the ATA has nothing to lose by bringing the Labor Relations Board into the mix. He says there's a small chance the board's recommendations could work in the association's favor. As well, keeping teachers top of mind could be as much of a tactic as the complaint itself.
If constituents continue to call their MLAs and say, what are you doing about the education budget, then I think that could have a tangible impact on what they end up doing in the budget.
We had our third meeting of our Class Size and Complexity Cabinet Committee yesterday, and we had an opportunity to hear more about some of the challenges that we have in our system, and that information is incredibly important as we look to make future funding decisions.
The ATA says its complaint was filed Friday morning. It expects its court injunction against the province's use of the notwithstanding clause will move forward in March. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Spiking flu cases across the province are straining an already stressed healthcare system. Last week, the number of new lab-confirmed cases of influenza was more than double the week before. As CTV's Nicole Weisberg reports, doctors are seeing cases in the emergency room.
Dangerously cold outside, hours-long wait inside. And former Medical Association President Paul Park says the pressure on hospitals recently has been immense.
Last week, the Royal Alex had over 109 patients in their waiting room. Like, this is unheard of.
Parks is an emergency room physician in Medicine Hat. He says he's heard from colleagues across the province. Respiratory viruses are hitting hard.
About right now, half of all of our presentations to emergency departments are what we call influenza-like illness.
Provincial data shows influenza is the main illness circulating. Last week, Alberta recorded more than 1,500 new cases. There were close to 700 new cases the week before. The dominant strain of flu is H3N2. Doctors say that's atypical.
When we see more H3N2 circulating, we know those years are going to be more challenging, meaning there's going to be more hospitalizations, there's going to be more cases of severe illness and people seeking care.
You can tell pretty soon if somebody's got a really, really bad fever that just won't go down, if they're having trouble breathing, if they've got signs of, getting confused, then definitely call 811 for advice, and you may need to call 911.
Doctors say while this year's influenza vaccine isn't an exact match to the flu strain circulating, it still protects.
Get vaccinated, get vaccinated, get vaccinated. It may be a little less effective, but it'll prevent serious cases that, may require hospitalization.
A message doctors hope will get through ahead of holiday gatherings. Nicole Weisberg, CTV News, Edmonton.
An overnight fire that ripped through a building just north of downtown has also damaged a piece of Edmonton history. The building features a mural of former Alberta Lieutenant Governor Lois. CTV's Jeremy Thompson discovered that mural was part of an initiative to celebrate prominent Edmontonians.
Fire crews battled both hot and cold early Friday morning. Bright orange flames carved through a building just north of downtown, while hoses and equipment ice over. The taller building, apparently unoccupied, the shops beside it forced to stay closed for the day and appear badly damaged.
It's really tragic for our neighborhood. There's a very nice Eritrean family that owns Mountain Meat on the main floor, as well as a young gentleman who has Zed Barbershop there.
The cause of the fire is under investigation. A city spokesperson says the building was on its radar. The Problem Property Initiative has a history of involvement at the property due to nuisance and graffiti complaints that were addressed, but it was not under active investigation by the team. It's hard to make out through all the smoke, steam, and ice, but the south side of the building features an image of a woman and flowers. The woman is Lois, a renowned gardener, school trustee, community advocate, and Alberta's 15th Lieutenant Governor.
She had somewhat recently passed, so she was sort of, in a way, walking away from the viewer. That was sort of the idea.
Ian Mulder painted the mural 17 years ago as part of the Giants of Edmonton initiative. It spawned a number of now iconic depictions of notable Edmontonians, like this one of Emily Murphy and the Famous Five, and this one on 99th Street of longtime Elks and Oilers locker room attendant Joey Moss. It's unclear whether the mural can be saved, but Mulder isn't concerned.
Murals are great because they are, in a way, they're not an absolutely permanent form of art. They can be redone.
Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Edmonton Fire says no one was in the building at the time and no injuries were reported. Well, a Christmas tradition in Edmonton kicked off tonight. Candy Cane Lane is now open to the public. It runs along 148th Street between 92nd and 99th Avenues. Now, since 1968, people in the Crestwood neighborhood have been decorating their homes and inviting people to come see their holiday displays. You can also book an hour-long sleigh ride for $25 a passenger. Now, there are some new additions this year as well.
We have a whole team of snow sculptures going to be doing 10 sculptures all the way down the lane, various points over the event from tonight until January 2nd. And our theme is Canada this year, so it's all different snow sculptures. Some of them are really big, some of them are a lot smaller.
And those planning to take a stroll along Candy Cane Lane are encouraged to bring a donation for Edmonton's food bank. Since 1993, the lane has collected more than 600,000 kilograms of food for people in need. Well, coming up, a popular Edmonton bakery that went up for sale this summer has a new owner. Also, children are learning the ins and outs of working at the Edmonton Humane
We want to
Society.
build another generation of people that really care about animals and know how to care for them properly.
Good evening, folks. Cold one today. Look at these daytime highs. Minus 20 here in Edmonton, which is cold. But Fort McMurray, Cold Lake, Lloydminster, minus 27s, minus 28s for highs today. We'll see some moderation to temperatures over the course of the weekend. Talk more about that and the big warm-up for Monday in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
After nearly half a year of construction, the low-level bridge has partially opened to traffic. Cars are now traveling in both directions on the bridge. Now, in late July, northbound traffic was diverted to the James McDonald Bridge. Southbound traffic was diverted to the northbound lanes on the low level. The city says construction crews strengthened and replaced some of the steel parts on the southbound bridge. It also cleaned steel truss corrosion. The city says it is now planning for rehabilitation of the northbound part of the bridge. Kids are getting a chance to explore areas of the Edmonton Humane Society not open to the public. It's a chance for them to learn how a shelter works and the many ways they can help animals in the community. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports.
Hanging out with animals is just one part of a kids camp happening at the Edmonton Humane Society.
Really, we want to build another generation of people that really care about animals and know how to care for them properly.
They're giving kids a first-hand look at what goes into running the shelter.
The kids really enjoy the behind-the-scenes tour and getting to see all of the animals. They're not ready for adoption. I think they like having the chance to see them before anybody else can see them. And they also really enjoy visiting with our veterinarians and seeing their surgical suites.
It's in this room kids will be put to work crafting toys for the animals. They even get to try writing an adoption profile for one of the animals they've met.
Give all the information that potential adopters need about their personalities. And so it's a really nice way for them to get to see everything that goes on behind the scenes and the opportunities that exist for people that care deeply about animals.
EHS runs kids camps throughout the year, but this is the first time they're being offered on a weekend.
Because we want to give parents a chance to, if they need to do some holiday shopping without little eyes watching them, they can have some private time and know that their children are in great hands and learning and having a great time.
It's geared for kids aged 6 to 12. The cost is $75.
Any profits go automatically back into caring for the animals that come through our shelter.
Spots are still available for camps being held this weekend and next. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A popular bakery in South Central Edmonton that went up for sale this summer has sold. Hazeldean Bakery owner Lucy Liu is retiring at the end of the month. The bakery has been a part of the Hazeldean strip mall for 50 years. Liu took over ownership 15 years ago. A sign on the door says the business will close on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I just want to move to the BC with my family, so this is why I choose to sell the business.
I've lived in the neighborhood for 38 years, and I've been coming to this bakery every week.
The new owners of the Hazeldean Bakery will take over after Christmas. Hope Mission hosted a Christmas banquet for its clients this afternoon. An estimated 800 people attended. Now, for the first time, Hope Mission had to offer 3 different meal times. Organizers say that speaks to the high demand it's seeing.
It really does seem like it's going up every year, the need for meals, the need for shelters, the need for other sorts of wraparound supports. For example, this week we're seeing close to 1,200 people staying at our shelters overnight, which is not quite record high, but it's awfully close.
Hope Mission will host 2 more Christmas banquets before the holidays. Canada's national women's hockey team is looking for redemption after Wednesday's historic loss to Team USA. Wednesday night, the national women gave up 10 goals. That's the most ever scored against Team Canada by the U.S. Now, Canada's head coach says with a squad full of veterans, taking accountability for what went wrong will help them reset for their upcoming match.
Just not enough compete, structurally we look like we broke down everywhere. And then the credit goes to U.S. obviously for forcing us into some of those situations, but obviously a win after our last 3 games would be well received.
Canada has lost 3 straight games to the U.S. in their ongoing rivalry series. The 4th and final game is tomorrow night at Rogers Place. Well, coming up, camaraderie among men with an emphasis on charity.
We get together 4 times a year, 100 guys, and we bring in 3 charities that we think could use some help.
Monday in your morning, how to talk to your kids about a very delicate topic, Santa Claus, a primer on having the other talk and preserving Christmas magic. We'll see you at 6.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
Welcome back. 27 degrees below zero this morning. It was cold. Thankfully, the wind wasn't all that strong in the morning. Minus 20 for a daytime high this afternoon. 15 degrees colder than average. No cold warning for the city of Edmonton, but areas off to the north and through central Alberta in that pink zone still under a cold warning. You also have a snowfall warning in southeastern Alberta and here along the Icefields Parkway, about 15 to 20 centimeters worth of snow. That should taper off by early tomorrow morning. We'll see some snow, a couple centimeters worth in through the Peace Country and through the Slave Lake region tomorrow afternoon. Pretty much all of that stays north of Edmonton, although late in the day there's a slight chance of some precipitation. And you can see this pink zone here as some of this warmer air gets shoved in. There is a risk of some patchy freezing rain west and northwest of the Edmonton area, especially along that Highway 43 corridor. So keep that in mind if you have travel plans for tomorrow, Sunday. Again, probably all the snow stays north of Edmonton from Grand Prairie all the way east towards Cold Lake. This could be a couple centimeters worth through the day Sunday. And there is a chance that you might see a few flurries midday pass through the Edmonton area. So both late tomorrow and midday Sunday have a chance, but doesn't look like it's going to be anything significant if it does pan out at all. Wind chill in the minus 40s across northeastern Alberta. We'll see wind chill here in the Edmonton area tomorrow morning about minus 35 to minus 38. Minus 19, minus 20 range for Fort McMurray Cold Lake tomorrow afternoon. It will get gusty midday and through the afternoon, so it's not going to feel any warmer than about minus 30 even through the afternoon. Across the northwest, you'll see a couple centimeters of snow, about minus 16, but feeling in the mid-minus 20s. Minus 7 and windy in Red Deer here in Edmonton. Minus 14 by tomorrow afternoon. Wind chill in the mid-minus 20s. So it's not going to feel any warmer tomorrow. Sunday should feel a whole lot better. Minus 8, 2 degrees on Monday, and then a chance of some snow Tuesday, Wednesday. Temperatures still right around average Tuesday, but there's another deep freeze coming. We're right back in the minus 20s for daytime highs by the end of next week. That is your forecast.
Well, a group of 100 men in St. Albert have been writing checks for $100 apiece 4 times a year. It's a social club with a charitable aspect. CTV's Merrick Takash explains how the club works and where the money goes.
A group of men from St. Albert are spreading some cheer ahead of the holidays.
We get together 4 times a year, 100 guys, and we bring in 3 charities that we think could use some help.
The 100 men call themselves a charitable social club with a goal to help smaller organizations.
When we hear from the 3 charities, the guys vote, pick one of the 3, and they all write a $100 check to the charity, and 100 guys and 100 checks gives the charity $10,000.
Making their pitches this time around, Sports Central, neutral ground, and adaptabilities.
It would be really nice to increase the operational capacity and efficiency of our bike shop. We're asking for some more powered stands for our volunteers.
We have literally 1 part-time employee and about 40 volunteers.
Together, you and adaptabilities can make a profound difference. So thank you very much for your time.
Near the end of the evening, votes are tabulated and a winner is selected.
The charity that you've selected to receive your contribution today is Neutral Ground.
Neutral Ground runs free events where people can connect over hobbies and activities.
I think it's amazing that organizations like this exist. I think it's the fact that they're prepared to give what they can give.
100 men just doing what they can to help. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Stay warm. Have a great weekend. Good night.